What up, guys? Listen, today is part two, man. I want to thank you guys for all of the views on how to rent an apartment with bad credit, right? So, for the very beginning, guys, we're gonna circle bad credit. And I know that you guys are probably wondering, well, if you teach credit, then why are you making a video about how to repair bad credit? Well, number one is some people are in really tough situations, and you may be in a situation where you just need to move in the next 30 days. So no matter what your situation or your circumstance is, I like to make sure I'm providing answers to help you guys out as much as possible, right? Now, as you guys know, credit is one of the number one factors that companies are going to look at when it comes to your to renting an apartment and getting approved for an apartment, right? Let alone a home, right? Your credit is an important factor when it also comes to buying a property. But we're talking about renting a place right now, right? So typically when you rent an apartment, they want to see your pay stubs, they want to see your credit score, right? And they probably want to see about 2 to 3 months worth of your pay stubs, right? To make sure that you're currently employed. So I wanted to give you guys a few more tips, which brings me to my first number one answer, which is find a no credit check apartment, right? Finding a no credit check apartment, guys, may be difficult. It may not just be right in your face. However, there are companies. As a real estate agent, I've worked with property management companies that did not have a minimum required credit score, right? So you want to find a no credit check apartment, meaning that you are not completely disqualified if you do not have a great credit score, or typically with about a 620 credit score when you are looking to rent an apartment in Philadelphia, right? They typically want to see you have about a 620 credit score. I'm not sure where you guys is at, if that's the same requirements, but a lot of apartments want you to have a 620. So you want to search and dig really deep to find a no credit check apartment, right? Now, how would you find a no credit check apartment? Calling around to property management companies, calling around to real estate agencies, joining Facebook groups, different things like that, and really looking for the cream of the crop, right? It's not going to be right in your face. And one other tip that I give people is a lot of times you see for rent signs handwritten. Always call those numbers because typically they are mom and pop landlords, and credit may not be most important factor, and they may rent to you just based off your income, right? So searching for a no credit check apartment. Secondly is using a cosigner, right? Now typically, guys, I feel like this person works best if you are using a cosigner that is going to be living in the property, because that person is going to be more intrigued to actually add their name to the paperwork, right? You want to be very mindful before you even go apply to a property. And if you have someone that you are looking to co-sign with, right? Whether it's an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, talk to that person first. I literally had a client one time bust out crying on the phone because she was very sure that her aunt was going to allow her to add her as a co-signer in order for her to get the apartment. Come to find out that aunt did not add her, and she was very disappointed because she did not qualify on her own. So if you're going to use a co-signer, talk to that person first, right? Talk to them first so you don't be disappointed. Thirdly, rent a trade line. When you have poor credit, one of the fastest ways to boost your credit score is to rent a trade line. Renting a trade line, guys, is piggybacking off of someone's credit, and now you are able to use their history and their credit limit to your advantage by being added as an authorized user, and then now it is added to your credit, right? And your credit score jumps up if that person does really well with that particular account, right? So if you're in a situation where you need to move in the next 30 or 60 days, it could be in your best interest to rent a trade line for about 60 days to get that credit score boost, right? Without any credit repair process. Now, and I've also had a successful situation where a tenant, she was able to pay an extra initial security deposit, right? She was able to pay extra in order to move into the property because her credit did not suffice. So you can always have that option of being able to pay that extra security, showing that you are serious about bringing that property, and your odds will be better, right? And lastly, Just the truth, the fact of the matter is being willing to settle for less, right? When your credit score is typically not where you want it to be, you may have to settle specifically for something that you may not want, right? Someone I actually spoke with the other day, he was looking to move, was in a rush situation. However, his credit score was not where he wanted it to be, so he actually had to go about getting a rooming house. So now he was able to find a place to live because he did have income, but he was not specifically able to get the property that he wanted. So sometimes you have to be willing to settle for simply less than what you are looking for until your credit is where you want it to be. Now, in most cases, guys, I know nobody is looking to settle. We want the best. We want to be comfortable. However, we do have to face the reality that when our credit is not an ideal situation, we have to alter and change things that best fits our need, right? So this, guys, is how to rent an apartment with bad credit. Use my tips. Use it. It works. You may get lucky. You may come across something, guys. I wish you well on your journey, and I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.